Hey there, friends. So Alexia Vargas, who comments often on my posts, posted this great comment the other day, which I answered, except it needs a deeper response than just one sentence or one line. And here's why. So, do the record labels gatekeep? Well, yes and no. Yes, they definitely want to be the arbiters of taste. They think they have all the power, and maybe they're right, maybe they're not. But since they're in that seat, they think they know what they want, and they follow trends. And they're not soothsayers, they're not shamans. They usually chase what's popular or what they know will make money because they want to keep their jobs. They like their jobs. It's a good job. Wouldn't you like to be in that job? Sure, where you make decisions on what music people hear, especially for a big label. That would be awesome. So some of it is out of their own personal taste. Some of it is an edict that comes down through the label of what's going to sell, what's popular. Rarely is it what could be popular down the road. They don't really look too far into the future. They don't stray too much from what they know, what's come before, what's happening now. That's not what they do. It's a job just like any other job, and their job is to make money for the label or they don't keep their job. So yes, they play it safe. Now, do they gatekeep, in quotes? Well, I guess a little bit, in that they have all the power. And if you want to deal with that label, you have to deal with them. And sometimes their personal taste supersedes what's good for the music business and what's good for the label. And that's not good for us. That's not good for anybody. Most of the time, though, they have gotten there either through a track record or perhaps nepotism, but you have to have a decent track record to keep that job, or else you're gone. I mean, now with big labels having boards of directors, stockholders, you got to make money. Now, what they think will make money or what the label thinks will make money versus what the next big thing will be, that's anybody's guess. But it does limit your chances if you're not in that narrow lane that they're looking for. Can they be jerks? They can absolutely be jerks, because sometimes, look, anytime somebody's in a position of power, power corrupts. And that can hurt you, that can hurt me, that can hurt the music business at large, but it also can hurt music. So let's hope that that doesn't happen too often. But yeah, they can get a little full of themselves and believe that it's their way or the highway, and only they know what's going to be big, what's going to sell, what's going to be popular. But also remember that a lot of the music that influences us and got us into this and make us do what we do was not a big seller at the time. Sometimes, I mean, Pet Sounds didn't sell when it first came out, you know? Can you imagine being the record label exec who was like, yeah, this is crap. I don't know what this is. We can't put this out, which I heard was a discussion. So, you know, it's a dichotomy and it's a balance. Now, how can you get around the gatekeepers? Well, here's my advice, and you may not like it, but I think it's the only way that I see, and from my own personal experience, how to deal with this. You got to give them a little something. You got to give them a little something that they can work with, something that they can sell. If you've built up an audience on your own, if you've built up a following, not just online, social media, I mean, people actually come to see you play shows, and people are excited about it, and your music really moves people, and you can show that to them, they pretty much can't avoid you. They may keep you at arm's length, which again is gatekeeping, but you're the one in power there. You're the one who has all the power in that situation. And I'm not really sure you need a label anymore. The only reason you would need a label who was gatekeeping you is for money and marketing and promotion. And frankly, in the age of social media, you can do a lot of that yourself. So yes, they are gatekeepers. Yes, sometimes they can be jerks. No, I don't think they're doing it on purpose to hurt people or because it's some grand scheme of the music business to hold you down. But I will say this. I watched this documentary on James Taylor the other day and how he was brutally manipulated money-wise in his career. Now, here's someone who was hugely successful and got ripped off for millions and millions of dollars by one of the biggest record labels in the world. If he didn't have the ability to go in and audit them several times, he would have never got the money, and he never got all of it that they owed him anyway. They hid it. They didn't report it. They didn't report international sales. So again, consider why you need them. If you get to a certain level that I would say is like mid-level, where you've got people coming to shows, you're successful, people are moved by your music, they love you, and there's a lot of excitement, then yes, you need someone to take you up to the top. But if you're like down here and you're just working your way up, keep doing it. Keep doing it. There's nothing wrong with that. And don't let the gatekeepers bother you. Get to the point where you're gatekeeping what you have, what you own, and they really, really want it.